Welcome to another Tales from the Table. I was actually meant to make this video a couple weeks ago, but now I have to build on it. So first I have to go back and tell you what happened in a really powerful session a couple weeks ago. I have a client that has a number of autoimmune things, mold, mast cell activation, but she also has something called myasthenia, which is the muscles in her eye are losing their ability to contract. So she really has very little balance. She has to wear special prism glasses, And what we discovered in our session is that standing is the hardest, seated feels better, and laying down takes the most pressure out. So that tells us something. That tells us that there's a pressure system imbalance, that when she's in gravity, that there's more torsion that goes into her eyes and into the pressure system of her brain, making it more difficult for her to see. When we worked on her, I mentioned recently about how I do work on the blood. Well, I also treat the nerves inside the eye, the nerves around the eye, around the cranium, as well as the blood vessels that come into the eye that can make a big impact. Interestingly, in her left eye had a huge vascular piece, where the right eye was very much neurological. And that's where I actually felt like the muscles weren't firing as well, just on the right eye, not so much on the left. But the left had, the blood wasn't getting there very well. And it was just one of those moments that you got to witness a miracle, because she sat up and she instantly burst into tears, because it was the first time in 5 years that she had been able to see normally. I wasn't anticipating her to be able to hold on to that, knowing the pressure system piece. And I encouraged her to, take it in as much as possible when she's laying down or seated, and kind of start reorienting and letting her eyes make new, regrow those neural pathways in her brain to where she could see more normally. So I saw her yesterday, and we're kind of building on this theme of how do we take pressure out of the system so that she can start seeing more normally through her eyes. And that was going to be, brought us into her legs and her ankles. She has a lot of vascular issues, so there's a bogginess that I feel sometimes with people with mold. Like the mold get kind of stuck in the superficial fascia, and she really had that in her feet. This edema that was there, taking space. And structurally, her feet are going every which way, but with the wateriness, it's hard for her body to hold on to it. But we were managing to get the flushing going. So we worked on the femoral vein and took that all the way down through her feet to both the saphenous as well as the deeper veins, to start clearing this bogginess in her system. And then we could do a little bit of manipulation to get her feet going, as well as homework. She's got a vibration plate, which would be really great for this situation, to kind of move the cells around and then go into a sauna to be able to sweat some of the sauna out. Now, she has to be careful, because with the myasthenia, she can overheat really easily and then have more neurological problems. So, but 15 minutes, sweat some of it out, and do that. And then we also talked about doing the cold therapy for her feet separately from the hot and the vibration plate. So we're giving tools to be able to let the body's system work through it. And we're living into kind of an incredible time where we have things like infrared saunas and this wisdom of hot cold plunging and breath work, and even the vibration plate to really make changes into people's systems. When she stood up, her spatial awareness was different. She could hold space. Yesterday I had another client. She has auditory issues. She's in her mid-30s, young, but she already has to wear hearing aids. And it doesn't feel like we made a big change in her ability to hear. But she says even with her hearing aids, there's times when she can't hear properly. And so working on her spinal, she has a big zigzag through her whole system, and being able to kind of unwind those pieces, and then working for her in the trochlear, vestibular trochlear nerves in her ears, kind of gave some space to where, now she can probably orient more easily. So I'm curious, do you guys have any weird eye or ear issues? I'd be curious to hear. Have a great day.